everyone, welcome to my web page. Today I will introduce my website. Firstly, I am Hilal. I study at the Department of Teaching Mathematics in Boğaziçi University. I am a third grade student. This is my first website, so I excited too much. I hope you like it. What is the meaningful learning with technologies? I can say that the purpose of meaningful learning with technology is to understand and interpret lessons better for students. Students are interested should be active or constructive so that students organize their own learning. We also know learners who are active can observe the environment and results and effects of examination. Meaningful learning with technologies helps learners to represent what they know or how they behave. Technologies are the best tools to explore new knowledge or compare worldwide. Worldwide. So you will see that I use a lot of technology tools on this website. Another article is that gameplay is important for learning. We know that all generations grew up with gameplay, so gameplay is important to form our life. As we know that kids love games, and games enable our minds to foster learning and critical thinking. Especially educational games improve performance, cognitive strategy and intellectual skills because when we play these games, we generally use our motor skills and information. And now I introduce my communication page. Communication page includes uh, two important projects I have created with my teammates. First one is Digital Native. When Alena and I create this project, we use animation program that is called Beyond. It was a great experience for me to use an animation program while doing this project. This activity helped us to analyze digital natives and using some platforms about the technology. I would definitely recommend watching our project. You will enjoy. Second project on this page is that communication later. We did this project together with Johnson and we want to raise awareness about cultural differences in children. Our activity has two parts. First part is individual activity and the second part is group work with a group member from class members and with one foreign student from different country that we assign. We want teachers to use Edmodo, Lino, and Zoom applications while creating this project because we know that these applications are most effective way of understanding tasks and goals. Besides, collaboration works encourage students to produce new ideas or different views. I advise you to review our newsletter. The last team activity is creativity cases. As a team, we want to create an activity that students should be able to make connection between area and volume because our main goal is to pay attention to make sense of volume concept instead of just calculation based on students' creativity. When creating this activity, we made sure that it is based on FFOE model and ISTE standards. We think that our activity is enriched by ISTE standards and FFOE skills by integrating technological tools. What is FFOE model? If I'm going to briefly talk about FFOE model is fluency, flexibility, originality, and elaboration. We want children to realize learning by integrating these concepts into their activities. So if you want to examine our project, please click the button. My latest project on this journey is Learning Adventure. My project was the one I work on the most, and I really love it. In this project, I provide children with WebQuest learning. WebQuest is an internet-based teaching and uh, evaluation method that allows students to work individually outside the classroom environment. In other words, it is a research-based activity in which students interact with the resources they research on the internet. Students can learn about a subject by improving their ability to analyze, solve problems, and make decisions without teacher. I choose fraction because I am a student at teaching mathematics department. I know that fractions are a more challenging topic for students in primary education because they can be confused about what terms of fractions are or how to compare with different types of fractions. I use learning skills which are creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, and communication by creating projects so that students improve both learning and technological skills. This project encourages how to improve understanding, use information, interact with peers, and create the project. Integration of whole parts enables students to learn better. I really enjoyed while preparing my final project. In introduction part, I introduce myself and I talk about what this web quest contains. This web quest includes videos, mini quizzes, and games. Then in inquiry part, I want the student to think about where we actually use fractions or what fractions are trying to mean, and gave learning objectives. In hook part, I was really struggling with this part. I created these sections to avoid confusion. For example, don't forget two representations given below are equal. During the web quest, you will see both representations. I gave some different information about fractions, and I created two exercises. I found interesting game in internet and want students to share their ideas about this part in Padlet. In Explorer part, this part is powered by animation, games, and quiz. I have prepared myself. Even I really enjoy it. The last part is show what you know. In this part, I want students to create two activities. First one, flashcards, and share activities to the two websites. I ended the web quest by preparing rubric. I hope you like it. Thank you for visiting my website.